Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, July 12th, 2023. Today we're going to recap last night's Major League Baseball All-Star Game, which was really good. We will go over the soccer from yesterday, look ahead to today's notable soccer games. There's some interesting ones that we got to get into. WNBA, NBA Summer League. We have not one, but two golf tournaments this weekend. The Barbasol and the Scottish Open. So you gotta love when there's two. I have my picks for the ESPYs, news and notes, and best bet. All right, we'll start with the All-Star Game. It was fun as the National League finally ends its 11-year losing streak of the All-Star Game and gets the 3-2 win over the American League. It was a really fun All-Star Game. It was one of the more fun All-Star games in the wild. Getting the win was Camilo Doval of the San Francisco Giants. The loss was Felix Bautista of the Baltimore Orioles, so a rare bad game for him. And Craig Kimbrell, with a throwback performance, gets the save. Bottom of the second, a home run by Yandy Diaz of the Rays makes it 1-0 American League. Top of the fourth, RBI single by Luis Arraez makes it 1-1. Bottom of the sixth, sacrifice fly by Bo Bichette makes it 2-1 AL. And top of the eighth, a go-ahead home run by Elias Diaz off of Felix Bautista gave the National League a 3-2 lead. And then the National League hung on for the win. So Zach Gallen started the game. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Mitch Keller gave up the home run to Yandy Diaz and struck out 1. John Gray came in next. Josiah Gray of the Nationals came in, struck out a guy for an inning. So each person that pitched 1 inning. Alex Cobb, 1 inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Justin Steele, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Alexis Diaz of the Reds, 2 hits, an earned run, so he gave up the sac fly. Camilo Doval, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Josh Hader, 1 inning, 1 hit. Craig Kimbrell was a little wacky. 1 inning, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts as he turned back the clock and struck out Jose Ramirez to end the game. All right, the American League side. Garrett Cole started the game. And not everybody went inning. There was a couple of inning pitching changes made by Dusty Baker. Garrett Cole went an inning. Nate Eovaldi went in and gave up 2 hits, struck out 1. By the way, Cole, 2 long fly balls that probably would have been home runs at Yankee Stadium with outstanding catches. One by Randy Arozarena in left and the other by Adolis Garcia in right. And then the other one was a ground out. Sonny Gray, 1 inning. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. George Kirby, 1 inning, 2 hits, an earned run. So Kirby gave up the ribby single to Arraez. Then came out the parade of relievers. Carlos Estevez, 1 inning, struck out 2. Then Orioles breakout reliever Yennier Cano, 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Blue Jays closer Jordan Romano, 1/3 of an inning. Then Tigers reliever Michael Lorenzen, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, a strikeout, and a walk. Felix Bautista, 2 1/3 innings, a hit, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. He, as I mentioned, gave up the home run to Diaz. Kenley Jansen, 1/3 of an inning, and a strikeout. Then Pablo Lopez came out in the 9th inning out of the bullpen and gave up 2 hits and struck out 2. So that's weird that a starter was thrown in with the relievers there. And then the game MVP, of course, was Elias Diaz of the Rockies, who hit the go-ahead home run. So, and then there's a couple of challenges in the game, too, which was interesting. And then Diaz also caught 2 guys stealing bases, which only helped his MVP case. So, Diaz, well-deserved for All-Star Game MVP. Go-ahead home run and threw 2 guys out stealing as well. All right, soccer. We'll go over notable results from yesterday, and we'll look at everything going on today. All right, club friendlies. We had Barnett over Crystal Palace 1-0. And we have 4 games today. At 10 o'clock at Feyenoord and Club Brugge. We have a lot of soccer today. So hang on tight. So we have some options for best bet. So that's good. We don't have odds up for that one. So I'm going to say Feyenoord at home. 11 o'clock, you have Man United and Leeds. Man United should win that. 12 o'clock, you have West Rheinland and Dortmund will go Dortmund. And at 12:30, you have Fenerbahce and Red Star will go with Fenerbahce in that one. UEFA qualifying from yesterday. Zrinjski over Benance 1-0. FK Karabag over Red Imps 2-1. Struga and Zalgiris Vilnius 0-0 draw. Olympia over Valmeria 2-1. Rakow over Flora 1-0. Maccabi Haifa over Spartans 4-0. KL Klosvik and Ferencvaros 0-0 draw. Partizani and Bate 1-1 draw. Birdalbik over Shamrock 1-0 and Balkani over Ludogorets 2-0. A couple today. First leg, 10 o'clock, you have FC Astana and Dinamo Tbilisi. Astana's minus 125. Tbilisi's plus 330. Draw plus 320. I could draw at plus 220. 12 o'clock, you have HJK Helsinki and Larne. HGK's minus 260. Larne's plus 650. Draws plus 310. I'm going to go with over 2.5 goals at even money. BK, Hackett, and TNS. Hacken's minus 900. The New Saints is 16-1. The draw is plus 650. Woo! I'm going to go with the draw plus 650. That's pretty good. 130, Ferrol, Constana, and Sheriff. Ferrol's plus 125. Sheriff's plus 230. Draw plus 290. I'm going to go with Ferrol at home plus 125. And at 2:30, you have Slovan Bratislava and Swift Hesperange. Slovan's minus 600. Swift is 11-1. The draw's plus 550. I'm going to go here with over 3.5 goals at plus 104. And now Europa Conference League qualifying. 1:30 you have Dudelang and St. Patrick's. Dudelang's 2-1. St. Patrick's plus 135. Draw plus 220. I'm going to go with St. Patrick's with plus 135. 2 o'clock you have B36 Torchfallen and Lidemikson. B36 is even money. Patey is plus 290. The draw is plus 220. That's a hard one. I'm going to go with the draw at plus 220. All right. Before we get into the big stuff, I'm going to quickly go over more stuff from yesterday because I want to save the best stuff for last, obviously. All right, so club friendly, we did already. USL League One, Northern Colorado defeats Knoxville 4-2. I'm going to quickly see if we have, so we do have more club friendlies. Today we went over them already. We do have some USL today. So like I said, we are loaded in soccer today, which is awesome. It just opens up best bet for more stuff. All right, 7 o'clock, you have Indy Charleston. Indy plus 135, Charleston plus 175. The draw is plus 220. I'm gonna go with the draw plus 220. Detroit Loudon. Detroit's minus 110. Loudon plus 90. Draw plus 230. That's a hard one. I'm gonna go with the draw plus 230. Louisville Pittsburgh. Louisville minus 105. Pittsburgh plus 270. The draw plus 230. I'm gonna go with Louisville at minus 105 at home. 9 o'clock, El Paso and San Antonio. El Paso plus 155, San Antonio plus 150, draw plus 230. I'm going to go with San Antonio on the road at plus 150. Tulsa, Miami FC. Tulsa plus 135, Miami plus 185, draw plus 220. We'll go with Tulsa plus 135. And last but not least, 10 o'clock, Oakland, Memphis. Oakland plus 110, Memphis plus 195, draw plus 250. I'm going to go with the draw here at plus 250. And there's no under 21 or under 19. All right, let's do MLS before CONCACAF, because CONCACAF's the best. 7:30 of Atlanta, Orlando. We have Atlanta, Orlando, Saturday. New England, Atlanta is tonight. New England plus 105, Atlanta plus 250, draw plus 270. Tough one, but I'm going with New England at home at plus 105 and a bounce back spot. 7:30, Red Bulls, Cincinnati. Red Bulls minus 110, Cincy plus 310, draw plus 250. I'm going with the Red Bulls at home, minus 110. 8:30, Chicago, Montreal. Chicago minus 130, Montreal plus 370, draw plus 290. That's a hard one. I'm going to go under 2.5 goals plus 106. Maybe it's a 1-1 draw or something like that, or 2-0, somebody wins. Houston, Minnesota. Houston minus 115, Minnesota plus 310, draw plus 290. We go with Houston at home, minus 115. Nashville, Philly. Nashville's favorite, plus 105. The Union are plus 290. That's a juicy underdog, plus 240 is the draw. The Union are kind of in a slump right now. So I'm going to go with Nashville plus 105 at home. KC, Salt Lake. KC plus 115, Salt Lake plus 230, draw plus 270. I'm going to go with Salt Lake as an underdog, plus 230. 10:30, LAFC, St. Louis. LAFC is minus 100 favorite. St. Louis is 5-1. The draw is plus 360. I'm going to go with the draw plus 360. LAFC hasn't been very good lately. It's kind of a lot of fatigue. San Jose, Seattle. San Jose plus 160. Seattle's plus 175. The draw is plus 240. I'm going to go with Seattle plus 175 on the road. And then last but not least, Vancouver, Austin. Vancouver's minus 135. Austin plus 330. Draws plus 340. I'm going to go with Austin as a big underdog at plus 330. Alrighty. And Colorado, Portland, the abandoned game is being resumed tonight too. CONCACAF Gold Cup. Tonight is the semifinals. Should be a lot of fun. 7:30 tonight, U.S. Panama. Should be a really good game. U.S. is minus 170. Panama's plus 460. Draws plus 260. United States should not lose this game. I'm going to go over 2.5 goals plus 104. Jamaica, Mexico. Mexico should not lose this game. They're minus 175, favorites on the road. Jamaica's plus 460. The draw is plus 260. Actually, no, this is in Raider Stadium in Vegas, so Jamaica's considered the home team. And then U.S. is playing in San Diego. So for this one, I'm going to go with the same pick as I went for the first one. Over 2.5 goals at plus 106. All right, so there you have it for soccer. Now we'll move on to the WNBA. We will go over the results from yesterday, and I think there's only one game tonight, maybe two in the W. We'll see. Mystics over the Storm 93-86, and Commissioner's Cup game Aces over the Mercury 98-72. All right, no, loaded slate tonight. 12 o'clock, you have the Liberty at the Fever in Indiana. Of course, the Liberty are a double-digit favorite on the road. Actually, no, it's 9.5. It went down. Total's 167.5. I'm going to go with the over. Commissioner's Cup game also a new Sun Sky. It's 11 a.m. Chicago time. Connecticut's minus 4.5. Total's 116.5. I'll take Chicago getting the points at home. Another Commissioner's Cup game, 1 o'clock on Twitter. You have the Wings and the Lynx. The Wings are giving 1.5. Total's 167.5. I'm going to go with the under, but I don't feel good about it. 7 o'clock tonight, you have the Storm and the Dream. The Dream are giving 7.5. Totals 170.5. Oh my God, I love Seattle plus a 7.5. That is way too many points for the Dream to be giving. And at 10 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, you have the Aces and the Sparks. The Aces are giving 12.5. Totals 169.5. I'm going to go over for this one. Aces seem to go over, and that is another high spread for the road team. So today's the last day of games before the All-Star game on Saturday. So that is obviously to note. All right, Summer League. We'll go over the results from yesterday. And I believe the Summer League playoffs should be starting within the next few days. All right, Nets over the Bucks, 92-71. Rockets over the Thunder, 105-92. And I believe that's what my best bet was, if I'm not mistaken. Pelicans over the Suns, 82-73. Blazers over the Hornets, 97-93. Bulls over the Kings, 107-99. The Spurs over the Wizards, 96-85. I believe I took the Rockets getting the points against OKC as best bet. I could be wrong. A ton of games going on today. A ton. All right, 3:30 NBA TV. Clippers Grizzlies from Cox. The Clippers are favored, the Grizzlies are favored by 3.5. Totals 179.5. The Grizzlies have a better Summer League roster. I'm going to lay the points. 4 o'clock, ESPN 2, you have the Timberwolves and the Hawks. The T-Wolves are giving 1.5. Totals 183.5. I like the under. And that is from Thomas and Mack. 5:30, NBA TV from Cox. Warriors, Mavs. The Mavs are giving 3.5. Totals 182.5. That's a hard one, but I'm going to lay the points with the Mavericks. 6 o'clock, ESPN 2 from Thomas and Mack. Raptors, Pistons. The Pistons are giving 4.5. Totals 178.5. I like the Pistons' youth a little more, so I'm going to lay the points with the Pistons. 7:30 on NBA TV, you have the Thunder and the Pacers. The Thunder are giving 1.5. Totals 187.5. I'll lay the points with the Thunder in a bounce back spot. So that game's from Cox. 8 o'clock on ESPN, Knicks Magic from Thomas and Mack. The Magic are giving 1.5. Totals 177.5. I'm going to lay the 1.5 with Orlando. I'm surprised that number is that low. Like, the Knicks Summer League roster is not good. NBA TV at 9:30 of the Nuggets and the Jazz from Cox. The Jazz are giving 3.5 totals, 184.5. I'll lay it with the Jazz. And then last but not least, 10 o'clock on ESPN from Thomas and Mack, Lakers, Celtics. The Lakers are giving 3.5 totals, 187.5. Just like the Knicks roster. Like the Celtics Summer League roster is not good, so I'm going to lay the points with the Lakers against the Celtics. All right, now we're going to do Wimbledon. We'll go over the quarterfinal results from yesterday, and we will look ahead to so far today. So yesterday, Alina Svitolina over Iga Swiatek, your 1 seed. That was a big upset in 3 sets. Holy crap. And how about this? Marketa Vondrousova upsets 4 seed Jessica Pegula in 3 sets. So 2 monster upsets yesterday in the women's. And then final today, 2 seed Aryna Sabalenka over 25 seed Madison Keys in 2 sets. On right now, 3 seed Elena Rybakina and 6 seed Ons Jabeur. I had Sabalenka in 3, and then in this one, I went with Rybakina in 3. But we'll see. All right, one semifinal, we know it's Alina Svitolina and Marketa Vondrousova. I don't know what the odds are going to be, and we don't know the times yet for these. But I'm going to say Svitolina over Vondrousova in that semifinal in 3. And I'm going to say Sabalenka in 3 over the winner of the match that's going on right now between Jabeur and Rybakina. All right, the men's from yesterday. 2 seed Novak Djokovic over 7 seed Andrei Rublev in 4 sets. And 8 seed Jannik Sinner over Roman Safiullin in 4 sets. All right, about to start. 3 seed Daniil Medvedev and the story of the week. Chris Eubanks. All right, so Medvedev's minus 550. Eubanks is plus 410. I think the fairy tale is going to come to an end, unfortunately, today. I'm going to say Medvedev 3-0 at plus 140. And your other quarterfinal, 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz and 6 seed Holger Rune. Alcaraz is minus 420. Rune is plus 330. I'm going to go with Alcaraz 3-1 at plus 250. And then, by the way, for the women's, the other odds are out, at least for the first one. Vondrousova's favored, minus 132. Svitolina's plus 106. So I'm going to go Svitolina at plus 106. And then I'm going to go Svitolina 2-1 at plus 310. All right, now we'll move on to golf. We have not 1 but 2 tournaments to pick. We'll start with the Scottish Open at the Renaissance Club. Should be a fun tournament. There's somebody I have my eye on that is having so much promise of late. And I think that he wants to break through this week in a big way. He's 50-1. And it's Ludwig Aberg. I want to pull the trigger on the pick. And the other one I have on the consideration is Matt Fitzpatrick at 22-1, who I won with earlier in the year. So I'm going to go with Aberg, 50-1. I'm going to lay a fifth of a unit on it. 50-1, Ludwig Aberg to break through. And then the Barbasol. And by the way, the tee times, I forgot to even do this. Aberg's at 2:15 with Alex Baddeley and Adam Putnam. I'm going to do notables. 2:26, Lucas Herbert, Will Gordon, Tomas Dietrich. 2:37, Aaron Ray, Harrison Endicott, Lucas Donald, Francesco Molinari. 2:48, JT Potson, Patrick Cantlay, Matt Fitzpatrick. 2:59, Xander Schauffele, Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy. 3:10, Grayson Higo, Robert McIntyre, Rafa Cabrera Bello, Jordan Spieth, Tommy Fleetwood. 3:21, Seamus Power, Sam Burns, Kyung-Gu Lee, Cam Davis is 3:32. And this is Eastern time, by the way, because they're in Scotland. 3:43, Sunjay Im, Cheng Sun Pon. 3:54, Heath Thiglia, Dylan Fratelli. 4:05, Taylor Montgomery, Michael Kim. Tied for 4:16, Ben Martin. 4:27, Robbie Shelton, Dylan Lingworth. And then 7:30, Charlie Hoffman. 7:41, Callum Tarrant, Brandon Wu. 7:52, Keith Mitchell, Lucas Hodges, Danny Willett. 8:03, Max Homa, Adam Scott, Luke List. 8:14, Victor Hovland, Austin Eckroat, Scotty Scheffler, Shane Lowry. 8:25, Wyndham Clark, Evan Van Rooyen, Ricky Fowler, Tyrell Hatton. 8:36, Justin Rose, Brett Horschel, Scott Stallings. 8:47, Kurt Katayama, Patrick Rogers, Jimmy Walker. 8:48, Gary Woodland. Or 8:58, I misread that time. Troy Merritt. 9:09, Ryan Fox, Corey Connors, Joseph Brumlett. 9:20, Matt Wallace, Doug Gim, Nicholas Hojard, Christian Ziedenhout, Mackenzie Hughes. 9:31, Ben Griffin, Sam Ryder. 9:42, S.H. Kim. And now, Barbasol tee times. 6:45, Peter Malnati, Jason Duffner. 6:56, Bryce Garnett. 7:07, D.A. Points, Sean O'Hare. 7:18, Richie Rinsky, Harry Higgs, Andrew Landry, Robert Streb. 7:29, Tyler Duncan, Wesley Bryant. 7:40, Grayson Murray, Kevin Strillman, Jonas Blix. 7:51, Max McGreevy, Austin Cook, Grayson Chalmers. 8:02, Kevin Tway, Sodi Kodiara. 8:13, Pat Gazier, Scott Brown. 8:24, MJ Daffé, Hank Lebioda, DJ Tran. 8:35, Bo Hogg. 8:46, Estelonzo Goya. 8:57, nobody of significance. 12:10, Kyle Stanley, Nate Watney, James Hunt. 12:21, Chris Stroud, Paul Haley, David Ernst. 12:32, Scott Percy, Adam Long, Cam Percy. 12:43, Joaquin Herman, Russell Knox, Doc Redman. 12:54, Lucas Glover, William McGirt. 105, Henrik Norlander, Matt Trainer. 116, Andrew Novak, Matthias Schwab, Brian Sword. 127, Kramer Hickok, Taylor Gainey, Bo Van Pelt, Kevin Stradler. 138, Tyson Alexander, Sangmoon Bay. 149, Kelly Kraft, Trevor Cohn. 2 o'clock, Michael Gligic, Trevor Werblow. 2:11, Kyle Westmoreland, Scott Harrington, Kevin Roy, Scott Stallings. 2:22, nobody of note. All right. This is somebody that has to come through. Somebody that's actually not in the Scottish Open, that is in this tournament. And I think he's just due. To come through. he is not favored, amazingly enough. This is where you can get good value and cash bank. He's 80-1, and that's Doc Redman. I'm taking him to win this tournament. Fifth of a unit on it. Doc Redman, 80-1 to win the Barbasol championship, and I think that is crazy odds for him. All right, now I'm going to do my picks for the ESPYs. I'm going to go through all the notable awards, and I'll make my predictions. So, best athlete, men's sports. Nikola Jokic, Aaron Judge, Patrick Mahomes, and Lionel Messi. This is a loaded list. A loaded list. I think it's either going to be Mahomes or Messi. Messi with the Argentina World Cup run. And obviously Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. The best player in football. I think it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. And I think it should be Patrick Mahomes. Although you can make a case for Messi. Aaron Judge is hurt right now. But this was based off of the 62 home runs from last year. I'm sorry, Aaron Judge is my favorite athlete right now, but he is probably would be number 4 on the ballot. And Jokic would be 3 because he just won the title. So, maybe it's recency bias. But it's going to be either Mahomes or Messi. I'm picking Mahomes, although I would love it if Messi won because of the World Cup run that he put Argentina on his back after Argentina lost its first game in FIFA and they rallied. But I'm going to go with Mahomes. Best women's athlete. Michaela Sheriffin, Sophia Smith, Iga Swiatek, and Aja Wilson. Has to be Iga. But I understand she just lost in the quarters. But I really do like Iga. And I know Aja Wilson led the Aces to a title. So I wouldn't be shocked if she won. Sophia Smith's great and Scherfin's great too. But I'm going to say Iga because of how dominant she was up until literally yesterday. Although Aja would not be stunning. Best breakout athlete. Caitlin Clark, Brock Purdy, Angel Reese, Julio Rodriguez. It's Caitlin Clark. I mean, if Caitlin Clark doesn't win this, then it's a massive disappointment. Brock Purdy? Really? Brock freaking Purdy? They didn't even make the Super Bowl. He got hurt in the title game. Like, come on. That is the worst athlete I've ever seen nominated for best breakthrough athlete. Like, come on. Like, Sauce Gardner should be in there instead of him. There's a couple guys that should be in there instead of Brock Purdy in the NFL. Jalen Hurts. Where's Jalen Hurts? He led the Eagles to the Super Bowl. But I threw Sauce Gardner in there because he was a rookie too. But Angel Reese, I understand. She deserves to be in there too. And then Julio was the rookie of the year in baseball. But it has to be Caitlin Clark. I mean, if it's not Caitlin Clark, then go take a hike. That would be the dumbest thing ever if Caitlin Clark doesn't win Best Breakthrough Athlete. There is no player in all of sports that had a bigger breakthrough than Caitlin Clark. Best record-breaking performance. Novak Djokovic, his 23rd Grand Slam. LeBron James surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for career scoring record. Michaela Sheriffin breaking the record for most World Cup victories. And Max Verstappen wins the Mexican Grand Prix for most wins in the season. I'm going to say LeBron because it's favoritism towards the best athlete of the century. And that's a great record. It has to be LeBron. I mean, Aaron Judge breaking the home run record is surprising that's not up there, because that record was up there for a long time. But if Aaron Judge was up there, that would have been my pick, but I'm going to go with LeBron for the scoring record, because that took a long time for somebody to break. Best championship performance. Leon Edwards of USC defeating Kamaru Usman by 5th round knockout to win the UFC welterweight title, handing Usman his first loss. Nikola Jokic winning the Finals MVP. Lionel Messi in the 2022 World Cup Final. And Rose Zhang of Ladies PGA, becoming the first woman in 72 years to win her first professional. That's a hard one. It's between Jokic and Messi. It's kind of like best athlete. But it has to be Messi. I mean, Jokic, I'd be happy for Jokic if he won. Jokic in any other year, it's very deserving. But the World Cup with the 2 goals and scoring in the penalty shootout to win the man of the match and the golden ball, I mean, how can it not be Messi? Best comeback athlete. There's a lot up there. Justin Verlander, Alyssa Thomas, Jamal Murray, John Jones. Has to be Murray. Missed all of last year at the torn ACL and helps lead the Nuggets to the championship and was the second best player on the team. So for me, it's going to be Jamal Murray. All due respect to everybody else. I mean, Justin Verlander, come on, he doesn't deserve the win because he's on the underachieving Mets. Best play, Michael Black's hole-in-one in golf. Justin Jefferson with the catch of the century. Ali Lemos with the perfect corner to tie the national championship game in the NCAA. And Trinity Thomas perfect 10 tying the all-time NCAA record. That's a hard one, but I think the best play has to be Michael Block's hole-in-one. That was just a really fun moment in that big tournament a couple months ago. So I'm going to go with Michael Block. Best team. The Denver Nuggets, the Georgia Bulldogs, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Las Vegas Aces, the LSU Tigers in women's basketball, Oklahoma Sooners, NCAA softball, and the Vegas Golden Knights. I think that the Astros were snubbed from this award, personally. Or maybe it's karma because of the cheating from a couple years ago. But the Astros did belong on this list. They got robbed as a nominee. I'm not saying they should win. All right, to me, it's between Georgia and Oklahoma. All due respect to the Chiefs. All due respect to the Nuggets. All due respect to the Aces and the Golden Knights. And LSU women's basketball. These are all teams that won titles. But I'm going to go with Oklahoma. Because of that dominant win streak that they carried all the way to the Women's College World Series and went undefeated in that as well. I mean, that is so impressive to do in any sport. I mean, Georgia was really dominant in college football. That would be my second choice. And then I'd say the Chiefs and then the Nuggets, or vice versa. I'm going to say the Nuggets and the Chiefs because I feel like the Chiefs had harder competition than the Nuggets. Although the Nuggets did have to face the Lakers in the conference finals. So, I don't know between Nuggets and Chiefs. I'm going to say the Chiefs have to be up there because they had better competition than the Nuggets, than the Aces, than the Golden Knights. And then LSU. But you could argue any order from, I'd say, 4 to 7 on this list. Or 5 to 7. But even 1 and 2, you can flip-flop. 3 and 4, you can flip-flop in my tiers. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma Sooners for best team because of the big winning streak that they carried in to their championship. Best college athlete, Zach Edey of Purdue basketball, Duncan McGuire of Creighton soccer, Brennan O'Neill of Duke lacrosse, and Caleb Williams of USC football. Caleb Williams is up because he's Caleb Williams playing for SC. That's favoritism. And he didn't even win the Heisman. Why is he up there? I'm going with Zach Edey. He was the college player of the year. But then again, if Zach Edey doesn't win, it's going to be because they lost to a 16 seed. But I'm going to go with Edey. Like, Caleb Williams didn't even win the Heisman. At least Zach Edey won the Wooden Award. Best women's college athlete, Jordy Ball, Caitlin Clark, Izzy Skane, and Trinity Thomas. Obviously, Ball of Oklahoma softball, Clark of Iowa women's hoops, Izzy of lacrosse, and Thomas of Gators gymnastics. I'm going Caitlin Clark again. This is going to be the Caitlin Clark show. I love her. She is amazing. Although Jordy Ball has an argument. Izzy Skane, I watched the lacrosse title game between Northwestern and Boston College. Izzy was very dominant, so I wanted to give her a shout. And then Trinity's a good athlete as well. Best athlete with a disability, Erica McKee of sled hockey. Zach Miller, snowboarding. Aaron Pike, wheelchair racing and cross-country skiing. And Susanna Scaroni, wheelchair racing. I'm going to go with Zach Miller because snowboarding, I think, is really, really hard. And what he does is impressive. Best NFL player, Nick Bosa, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes. It's Patrick Mahomes. Best MLB player, Paul Goldschmidt, Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Justin Verlander. Shohei Ohtani's going to win this, and I think he should. Aaron Judge is hurt right now. I know this factors in the last year and Aaron Judge breaking the record. Listen, I will be okay if Judge wins. He deserves it more than Paul Goldschmidt and Justin Verlander, that's for sure. But I think it should be, and it's going to be Shohei Ohtani. And now with Judge hurt, people are starting to argue that Shohei should have been the MVP last year, but I'm not one of those people because Shohei was on a losing team last year, and Aaron Judge single-handedly carried the Yankees to a division title with his 62 home runs. Best NHL player, Jonathan Marchessault, Connor McDavid, David Pastrnak, Linus Ullmark. Linus Ullmark up for best NHL player is a freaking joke. Really? Really? I think that should be like Austin Matthews, or there's other guys that were robbed of this. Matt Tkachuk of the Panthers. There's a lot. Connor Bedard, just kidding. He might be up for it next year, who knows. But best NHL player, Linus Ullmark in there is an absolute joke. Connor McDavid's going to win. Like, it's dumb if he doesn't win. It's like Patrick Mahomes not winning for best NFL and Shohei not winning for best MLB. Best NBA player, Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, and Jason Tatum. It's going to be Jokic. No ifs, ands, or buts. It would be stupid if Jokic did not win. Best WNBA player, Skylar Diggins-Smith of the Phoenix Mercury, Candace Parker of the Vegas Aces, formerly of the Chicago Sky, Brianna Stewart of the New York Liberty, formerly of the Seattle Storm, and Aja Wilson of the Vegas Aces. I'm going to go with Aja, best player on the best team. Although Stewie winning would not shock me. Best driver, Brittany Force of NHRA, Kyle Larson of NASCAR, Max Verstappen of F1, and Joseph Newgarden of IndyCar. I'm going to go with Verstappen here. I think that people won't vote for Kyle Larson because of his off-track antics of several years ago. So I'm going to go with Verstappen. Although I would pick Verstappen too, and then Kyle Larson I would pick second. Best UFC fighter, Leon Edwards, John Jones, Amanda Nunes, and Islam Makhachev. I'm going to go with John Jones. Although I would love it if Nunes won. Best boxer, Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, Clarissa Shields, and Shukar Stevenson. I'm going to say Davis, but I don't feel good about it. Best soccer player. Aitana Bonmati of Barcelona. Erling Haaland of Man City. Lionel Messi of PSG. And Sophia Smith of the Portland Thorns. I'm going to go with Messi. It's stupid if Messi doesn't win that. Best golfer, Wyndham Clark, Nelly Korda, John Rahm, Scotty Scheffler. To me, it's either Rahm or Scheffler. It should be John Rahm. Best tennis player, Carlos Alcaraz, Novak Djokovic, Arina Sabalenka, and Iga Swiatek. To me, it's either going to be Iga or Novak. I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with Novak for this one. Although, I do have Iga winning best female athlete. But I think Novak is going to win best tennis player. All right, so there you have it for my ESPY picks. Now I'm going to do news and notes. I'm going to try to be quick here. It was fun going on some rants there about some nominees. All right, coming down right now, breaking news. The team that has been selected to be featured on Hard Knocks, if there wasn't any choice, it is the New York Football Jets with Aaron Rodgers, Robert Saleh, and company. Boy, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So that was a very, very interesting and probably the right pick. All right, so something coming down a half an hour ago. The John Gruden situation. Multiple NFL sources believe Roger Goodell and Dan Snyder may have played a role in John Gruden email leak. Interesting. And Daniel Snyder is no longer in the league. This is not going our way right now. All right. Alvin Kamara felony charge dropped as he pleads no contest to misdemeanor charge for alleged role in the Vegas assault. So that's not surprising. Deebo Samuel cut off an interview as he didn't want to talk about the NFC Championship game loss to the Eagles. Trying to see if there's any other football. We started with football today because of the Jets thing. So the Bills open to D-Hop as ESPN's Jeff Darlington says on Rich Eisen's show that if Hopkins wants to ring chase, there's a spot for him in Buffalo. All right, Northwestern is keeping their assistant coaches after firing Pat Fitzgerald. So that's something we talked about on the show yesterday. All right, baseball. So the Players Association wants to change to the pitch clock as Tony Clark says Union is interested in adding a few extra seconds to the pitch clock in the postseason. Oh, man. I don't know if I really like that because I like the pace of the game. I just think it's the pitchers that are against it. The Athletics begin relocation process as Manfred says the A's official process of moving to Vegas has started. Application not complete at this time. And then Oakland Mayor Shang Thao met with Manfred as he presented Manfred and every team member a new stadium proposal for Oakland. All right. Players predict that Shohei Ohtani will get $600 million this offseason. Wow. They were sold the team chance at the All-Star game when Brent Rooker was batting. Manfred also says that Pete Rose will not be reinstated as his lifetime ban will not end amid league's gambling partnerships because he broke Rule 1 of baseball. There was a viral thing about Nick Castellanos saying that his favorite superhero was Scooby-Doo. That's funny. Vladimir Jr. and his dad had a moment after they were the first father-son duo to both win the home run derby almost 16 years to the day. Barry Bonds on his Hall of Fame exclusion, he says it doesn't make sense, and he says he was vindicated. Mets closer Edwin Diaz recovering very well as he recovers from the knee injury. And that's coming from his brother Alexis, who was in the All-Star game. Luis Roberts sat out of the game because he felt tightness during the home run derby in his calf. And he sat down as precaution. We'll do MLB draft recap stuff maybe on tomorrow's podcast for the first round, and then maybe we'll do like prospect podcasts with where I think their draft picks will fall in their top 30 kind of thing. Now we will quickly do some soccer. Barca signs Vitor Roque as he will join the team for the 24-25 season from Atletico Paranaense. So there is a proposed PGA PIF deal as Rory and Tiger own live teams. Norman ousted Augusta membership for the PIF president, and the full findings from PGA and Saudi emails. So that's very interesting. All right, a big fight on October 28th. Tyson Fury against Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia. So that is very interesting. Some NBA stuff. They have a rule change for next year. You have two of them. Technical foul free throw for flops, and second challenge for coaches is successful. I like the second one a lot. And I think the first one could impact betting, obviously with totals. All right, more Dame stuff. Teams believe Portland could wait to trade Lillard like the 76ers did with Ben Simmons in 2022. It said 2021 on the list, but that would be really interesting. I don't think Dame would be happy about that. And Kevin Durant, technically, in last year. Dame to the Heat talks have stalled as there's been no progress at all for a trade for Lillard. And Lillard and the team are at crossroads, or they're like not talking. The Mavericks can move Josh Green and Jaden Hardy as they're seen as attractive pieces across the league if Dallas chooses to bolster their roster. James Harden still wants a trade as he reiterated his trade request, but the Sixers are not in a rush to trade him, obviously. And then hockey, the New York Rangers extend Keandre Miller 2-year deal. So they got that done. Now next up is Alexei Lafreniere. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. There's a Summer League one that jumped out to me more than a soccer one. And I can't believe I'm saying that. And I'm going to lay a half a unit on it. I'm stunned that the number is this low. And that is Orlando -1.5 against the Knicks. I'm going to lay a half unit on it. And I'm surprised it's that low. So I'm going to lay 1.5 with the Orlando Magic against the Knicks for my best bet of the day. All right, that's it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything and looking ahead to everything tomorrow. So hope you guys have a great day, everyone.